50,000 feet. That's how much I plan to sink you into this ocean of writing, deeper than you already are in it. You may never even get to see the light of day again. And let me stop using these damn metaphors and get into how I will actually accomplish that. Sentences, words, and paragraphs, even. We're gonna look at all of them, and I won't steal your bravo or eureka moment today, and you'll learn the same way I did by connecting the dots. And we're gonna start right now. Two walked in center frame. The mist flowed through the logs. The orange and red leaves crackled under their feet. This paragraph is grammatically sound. Yet there is something abruptly wrong with it. And I want you to figure that out. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds and time starts now. 3, 2, and 1. If you figured it out, great. If you did not, I'm gonna show you a corrected version of this paragraph. The logs stood tall. Mists flowed through them. The orange and red crackled. Two walked the center frame. This paragraph sounds a little bit, at least, more efficient than the previous one, right? Why? Well, because I made it to be that way. And if you want to find the other reason out, I'm going to give you one clue. Human senses, cohesiveness. These two words, you're going to have to decipher them in the next 3 seconds, starting now. 3, 2, and 1. Hope you deciphered them. Now I'm going to give you the answer. So each event needs to be cohesive with the next one, each image you form. So let's say I start describing my room from the roofing and then work my way down to the tiles. I need to go in a straight line, right? Otherwise, something exceptional must be happening that is grasping my eye. So that could be that. But let's say for apparently no reason, I start with the wheels of my desk and then I move on to the roofing, and then I come back to my Yamaha speakers, and then I move on to the blackboard and a painting on the wall. That is gonna sound all freaking full. Bullcrap, right? So if you wanna fix such things, you can train yourself to listen to your senses and see how cohesively images form inside of your head, and try to have one sentence lead up to the next. That is a great way to create flow. Speaking of flow, let's talk about the next topic, which is flow of action. We're gonna start right now. This is a triangle, and these are triangles. You can rotate them, you can transform them, you can flip them even. You can do whatever the hell you want with them. Basically, you're gonna have to form a relation between these triangles, their arrangements, and a certain paragraph. Now, I'm going to show you the certain paragraph in question. Let's read together. Between the trees and across the frothing mists, they travelled along a stone-laden path. Through turns and swirls they moved swiftly. Some of the crowd fell, face first, their fumes gone. At an elevation wherein the coffee shrubs lay, the mob had covered the up and down. The only place out beside the pepper vine fields were the roads. Were you able to find out where each triangle went and what each triangle meant? Well, if you didn't, that's good. If you did, that's good, because I'm gonna explain it anyway. You see, the triangles are like spearheads. They point towards the action. So, in this paragraph specifically, led us to the action with sentence variety. Like I started with big sentences, moved on to smaller and smaller sentences, and then I made my way up again. So we have a forward facing triangle and then a backward facing triangle. And that is how this paragraph worked. Now, if you take a look at any other paragraph with equal amount of impact at the start and the end, it's gonna sound all freaking full. I used that word a second time. Shit. By the flow of action, I don't necessarily mean the variety of sentences. For example, you could use semicolons or commas to separate in between a sentence. Like, say for example, when you're presenting a complex action of things, like this situation. He walked, he jogged, and then he chopped off a tree and took the apple. So the last sentence in that huge sentence, the micro sentence in that macro sentence, it sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? And if you understood that, it is actually pretty easy to write action now. Characterization is a rather boring topic as compared to everything else that's going to be going on in this video today. And I hope that I can make it as interesting as possible because I've found a way to help you connect the dots in a much cooler sense. Okay, so first, we're not going to do something boring. It's a game, and I want you to play it with me. It's called Master Wu Says, or Master Oogway Says. Now, Master Wu and Master Oogway are different senseis from the universes of Kung Fu Panda and Lego Ninjago. If you haven't watched one show but have watched the other, I highly recommend the other to you because they're both ninja stories and you may like ninjas. So, in that context of things, we're gonna play that game now. Master Wu Says is what I'm gonna start with. Ninja, laziness does not bring fruit. Go and train now. And he lets an electric chicken into the room. Yeah, that was my one attempt at doing that. And now we can try for Master Oogway. What is this place, Master Oogway? I don't know, Po. But how, Master Oogway? Nobody knows, Po. So, if you kind of try to play this game again and again and again with yourself, you'll end up at a point where you can make damned accurate dialogue for every single character, and then you will have understood psyche, and then you'll have understood character development alongside it. You can do it for other characters as well, and a common tip I could give you other than playing this game with cartoon characters or novel characters is essentially to observe people around you. Like, how does your mom think? How does your dad think? How does your brother think? If you're an adult, how does your child think? You can keep thinking of these things and you'll get it. So now, on to the more interesting things in life. Now, we're going to take a look at sketching settings for conflict. If you set this up nicely, you may not even need to plot your story. Let me get to that. Why can some people just sit there and start writing stories while some others struggle? Well, it is conflict. Yeah, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. So let's say you're trying to cook a dish. The dots are going to connect nicely if you understand this. So let's say you're trying to cook a dish, but you don't know how to cook. You know what ingredients taste good and how each ingredient alters the taste of the other. You don't have a recipe in front of you. What do? You try to put in random ingredients in certain ratios that you hope will make a good dish, right? So that's basically what we're trying to do when we're trying to sketch out our story for conflict. So say I'm building a city. If you put space in for a tavern where there's crime, or you put space in basically for a bar or a fight club, you'll be able to generate more conflict from that same place than what you would have been able to otherwise. So when you're trying to sketch the settings and characters out for your story, try to put them in dynamics where conflict is automatically generated. So if you do this one thing, you can sit there and keep writing for like 25 pages or so, and your brain will grip you with the story. You don't need to actually do anything. You just need to sit there, write what comes to mind. And that's how I believe Stephen King and all of these guys, they generate story. Conflict is the name of the game, and you're just trying to make a dish. A new dish, perhaps, can be born out of your silly experimentations, and that's how stories such as It, unique stories such as It, all of them originate from. All this time you were watching, this video had been playing in reverse. Did you expect that? Or did you not? As Nicocado Avocado would put it. Yeah, never thought I'd make a Nicocado reference, but here we are, baby. So, I have two requests for you. Number one is to go down to the comment section, and if you have crossed the 50,000 word mark on your own writing journey, then put a few pieces of advice in there so that other people may benefit from them. and you will benefit from the other people who do it. That's a great thing, right? Win-win for all of us. So, think of a unique piece of advice that has leveled up your game massively and put it there. And request number 2, it's gonna come off as a little cheeky, but I ask of you to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and like this video. It is a pretty tiny thing, and it's all for free, and what you get in return is a bunch of videos, or a video catalog rather, on this channel that is of good quality, that you could watch again and again, and is nicely done and made differently than some other videos of this genre. That's it. My name is Monish, channel's name is Monster, and I'll hope to catch you in another video just like this one.